In our program, we have 5 learning outcomes with the aim for students to acquire the following skills upon graduation. Program learning outcome 1, describe ways to create social change through a critical understanding of the local and global dimensions of crime. 2, articulate and evaluate scholarly grounded perspectives on issues of crime and justice, including ways that criminology explains crime and reactions to crime through academic, professional, and social media. 3, explain theories, assumptions, foundational knowledge, analytical and interpretive protocols, tools, and technologies within the field of criminology. 4, demonstrate skills in each step of an investigative, creative, or practical project that helps advance understanding of a criminological or related issue. And program learning outcome 5, employ global perspectives on criminology and concepts of justice to support research-informed solutions to contemporary social problems. The MS Criminology program is classified as a special session program. So special session programs are not funded by the state of California. So instead, they're supported by fees based on the cost of delivering the courses. So this means that tuition is on a per course basis. The advantage of this is that students are not required to pay the SJSU campus fees that regular session students who would normally be accessing student services on campus are required to pay. However, this also means that this program does not qualify for financial aid through the university. You could, however, fund school outside the university in other ways, such as your personal financial institution or other scholarships. We're going to talk about this in a little. Our master's degree is a 2-year, or more accurately, 21-month program. Our program is unique in that students take 1 course at a time. This allows students to focus on 1 course and not worry about conflicting assignment deadlines across courses. More importantly, many of our students are working full-time. Having 1 course at a time, combined with no scheduled meeting times for classes, makes it easier for our students to balance their personal schedules. Under this structure, students take 2 courses per semester, 1 course the first 8 weeks, and another course the second 8 weeks each semester. In total, there are 10 courses students need to complete. There are 5 core courses, 4 courses in the global criminology concentration, and 1 culminating experience course. We will now go over what your schedule would look like. As previously discussed, our courses provide an international comparative curriculum that develops analytical skills, understanding of legal concepts, theoretical competency, and abilities to apply criminology in particular ways. In your first year, you take courses all year round. If you were to begin in the fall semester, the first 8 weeks of the semester, you would take Justice Studies 265, Comparative Criminal Justice Systems. For the second 8 weeks, you would take Justice Studies 266, Applied Research Methods and Statistics. Then in spring, you would take JS 273 and JS 267. In the summer, you would take 2 5-week courses, JS 269 and JS 270A. If you were to start the program in spring, you would begin with JS 273 and JS 267. You would begin the next classes in summer and then fall that following year. In the second year, you have JS 271 and JS 272 in the fall, and JS 274 and JS 268 in the spring. JS 274 is the culminating experience course, which requires students to develop, conduct, analyze, and report on a research topic related to global criminology. This is a very intense and demanding course given the 8-week time frame. Again, if you were to start in the spring, you would take the regular spring courses, but then have a break over summer and finish your degree in fall with JS 271 and JS 272. It is worth noting that each of these courses are offered only once a year in the same order each year. This means that if you need to retake a course or you elect to not take a course one semester, you will have to wait until the following year at the same time to complete the course. The con of this is that it can delay your graduation. The pro is that the schedule is consistent, so you will always know when the course will be and you can plan accordingly well in advance. Next, we're going to cover admission requirements. Currently, students who are required to have a bachelor's degree from an accredited 4-year college or university. If your degree was completed at a university outside of the United States, you're also required to submit a TOEFL exam. Regardless as to where your degree was completed, you're required to have a minimum GPA of 3.0 or higher over your last 60 semester units or 90 quarter units, and a GPA of 3.0 or higher in your major. The application process is fairly straightforward. You go to Cal State Apply. The URL is on the slide here, or it's easily found on the department website. And you apply through Cal State system first. Once you have done that, you will apply to the MS Criminology program from the same website. Once your application is complete, you will submit your official transcripts to SJSU directly from your undergraduate university. The deadline to apply for fall is July 1st, while the deadline for spring admission is December 1st. Applications are reviewed regularly by the graduate committee, with admissions being provided prior to those deadline dates if you submit early. Keep in mind that if you do meet these minimum requirements, but do not get accepted into the program, it may simply be because the program has reached capacity. So please apply again for the following semester. So program cost. Each course cost $1,980, with the degree total being $19,800. Tuition is due 21 days from registration for spring and fall and 15 days from registration in summer. While you only take one course at a time during the semester, you need to register and pay for both courses at the beginning of the semester. All transactions are completed through your My SJSU account, and there is a really easy step-by-step process listed on the website. The bursar's office is extremely helpful for paying fees, deadlines and calendar, or setting up a payment plan. Financial aid and scholarships. There are various financial aid options available to students. Beyond payment plans offered by the bursar's office, you can also apply for a FAFSA federal loan or a loan through your private institution. You can also view a variety of scholarships offered through the graduate college as well as the Justice Studies Department. Be sure to check the requirements for each scholarship to see if you are eligible. For example, some of them are for undergraduate students, some are for research and mathematics, so be sure to check closely. Make sure to use these scholarships. They're free money. And lastly, don't overlook your own personal employer or other funding sources, like for those in the military. They may offer scholarships or a stipend for graduate school as well. I've seen it been done on multiple occasions for students in this program. And job opportunities. The international lens of our program provides the foundation to be successful in a variety of fields related to criminal justice. Our graduates have taken positions in police administration, probation, corrections, federal law enforcement. They have worked for nonprofits, local and state government, public safety, social services, victims advocacy, and security. Our graduates can also further their academic career, continue to law school or a doctoral program, become an instructor at a community college or university. There's many job opportunities with this graduate degree. Now let's hear from our current and former students. Let's turn the floor over to Melissa first.
Okay. So hello, my name is Melissa. So I actually started the program in fall of 2022. So I actually just finished my first year. I received my bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Sac State. I currently work for the Department of Corrections as a sergeant. I've had the chance to leave prison for a while for the last couple of years, and I'm actually an instructor that teaches the incoming cadets that want to become officers. When I joined this program, I had been out of school for 7 years. So I always knew that I did want to come back to school for my master's. I just never knew when the right time was. But something I did learn throughout this process and throughout this last year is that something's always going to pop up in life. There's always something that's going to go on. So if you're thinking about it, if you don't know if it is the right time or not, my piece of advice would be to just take that chance and just basically do it. And you will work throughout it and you will get through whatever comes your way. I did start grad school 2 days after my hip surgery. So I was on bed rest for like a big chunk of the first semester. It was a really good distraction for me. And because of how the classes are set up and because it's all online, it worked out great for me because I wouldn't have been able to go to school and also been on bed rest at the same time. I don't think I would have been able to have done school if I had tried to join like a different school that offered like a different in-class graduate program. The great thing about this specific program is that you're able to go to school and work time if you have to, or if you have kids at home and you have to take them to school, you can work your school schedule around your personal life and also your work life. Okay, so that's one of the best things that I would say about this specific graduate program. It is very fast paced because like it was actually mentioned before, it is roughly 8 weeks. Each class is 8 weeks. So that means you have to make sure you are able to basically manage your time well. Every week, it's just gonna go by so fast where you're gonna be halfway done with the class when you feel like you're still on the first or second week. So you have to set specific days for yourself. Okay, I'm gonna read assignments on these days. I'm gonna work on my projects on this day. I'm gonna work on the weekly assignments because you will have weekly assignments as well. Each week though is going to prepare you for the big paper, or maybe you'll have a big project at the end of each class. Each week is going to help basically prepare you for that. So I would actually suggest you start that as soon as you can. So every week work on your big research paper you are going to have at the end of the class, and that's going to help prepare you so you aren't trying to do it at the last minute. So far, every class I've had has allowed me to pick what topic or what country I want to choose to. And that's been good because I have an interest in what I'm going to research and write about. And just one last piece of advice I would give to people that are looking into trying out the program or our current students, I would reach out to your professors. So go to their office hours that they offer. I honestly never did that in my undergrad, but now that I've been in this school, I have actually done that a lot more because with it being online, it's hard for you to be able to build that relationship with your professors. So you have to ensure you do go to their office hours, reach out to your peers. That's going to help you out as well. And I'll be available if you guys have any questions at the end as well. I'm going to pass it on to my other peers for now. Okay. I'm going to pass it on to Joseph Trujillo.
Thanks, Melissa. Hi, everybody. My name is Joe Trujillo. I currently work at CDCR, for the Department of Corrections in California. I work at their headquarters office. I'm a correctional counselor 2 specialist. Basically, I'm like an executive level auditor. I've been with the department for about 13 years. I actually graduated from the program 2 years ago, almost to the day. I think my graduation day was like the 26th, so almost 2 years to the day. My advice from somebody that's completed the program, kind of like what Melissa said, like time management, that's a huge piece. She said already to reach out to your professors. I know there's been a few times that I actually had phone conversations with Dr. Martin, and pretty much every professor that we've had in the program, I've either emailed or had a phone conversation with at one time or another. You got to remember that they're there to help you. They're there to coach you through the program. They're not just going to regurgitate things on a slideshow or give you an assignment and then forget about you. They are there to help you, and they totally will. When I started the program, I was very hesitant about whether or not I was, one, smart enough to get through the program, or two, I had the time to do it. Like Melissa said, and Dr. Martin said, you're doing 2 classes a semester, so you can totally make it work. And remember that if you got into the program, you met the requirements, you are smart enough. I mean, that was my concern. And you're going to learn a lot along the way. A few things that, and I'm using Dr. Martin as an example because she's here today. A few things that she mentioned when I was in the program is, since you guys are at the beginning, when you start doing your assignments, and this is going to help, when you start doing your assignments, you need to stop thinking like an undergrad student. You guys are going to be graduate students, and so the quality of your writing is going to change. So think about that as you go through your projects and your classes and the papers that you do. Another thing with the structure of the courses, Dr. Martin kind of touched on this, is that everything is going to end in the culminating experience of your applied project. But the classes are structured that way on purpose, so that way you get experience with writing certain papers. And then you have a class that's all about research. And then you're developing all of these skills. So at the very end, you're able to do your applied project and get through it. I do have to say that was the most stressful class that I had, but it was actually also my favorite. I think I learned the most about my writing skills and how to actually conduct research through that class. So that was my favorite through the class. Overall, I did want to say that it was like a tremendous experience. I loved being in the program, and I actually really miss school. Now that I'm done, though, I will say that as far as jobs go, when I was in the program, I already worked for the Department of Corrections, but I can say that having a master's degree on my resume actually ended up in 2 different promotions. I promoted twice since applying for the program and getting accepted, and then completing the program. So having that on my resume has definitely helped a lot. So if anything, it's a resume builder. Yeah, again, like Melissa, if you guys have any questions about anything at the end of the lecture, please, let me know. I'm definitely here to answer anything that I can. And then we can go ahead and pass it to Meggie, unless there's anything else.
Sounds good. Hi, everyone. My name is Maggie Williams, and I currently work for the FBI. I am a management assistant upstairs for our special agent in charge, and I have been with the Bureau coming up. Next month will be 2 years, which is crazy. I knew I wanted to get a master's program, but I didn't know when I wanted to do it. So I used the first year of my job to kind of give myself time to settle in, figure it out. And I think that was probably the best opportunity for me, because I was able to get myself established at my job. And then I started my master's program, and I figured, why not now? I have the time, I have the flexibility, and my work days definitely do vary from 8 hours to 20 hours, really depends on what's going on that week. I am involved with a lot of our specialty teams here in the Sacramento region. So I have a lot of stuff going on, and the professors have been nothing but wonderful. I've reached out to them every single time, and I'm just like, hey, I got a work training coming up. I'm going to be gone. And Dr. Martin was definitely one who was very wonderful to me, because I had a lot going on with work and in my personal life, and she was very flexible and very understanding. So it was really awesome having these professors who understand that you are an adult, you have a lot going on in your life, and they will help you out, and they will make sure that you succeed. So if you're debating on getting your degree, just go for it. The professors in this program are absolutely wonderful, and they will definitely make sure you for sure succeed.
Thank you, guys. That's great help. And they're going to stick around while we do our next little Q&A session. So let's open up chat or the Q&A. I did also put this stuff on the slide. If you have additional questions, here's my email address. And I am going to be the graduate coordinator for the summer, and it's going to be transferred over to Dr. DeGiorgio for the fall. If you have questions or you need assistance on applying to the program, you can just visit the graduate college at this website. Super easy to find on sjsu.edu. And then if you need to view our website, additional program information here, again, easy to find, but there it is on the slide. So let's open it up to any questions. Let me see if I can open up my chat box easily, unless someone wants to shout out what is in chat.
If anyone wants to ask questions, you just unmute yourself and then you can ask questions directly.
We are ready.
All right. Or if you prefer, you can type in the chat box. You can tell us the question.
Hi, sorry. My name is Sandy Rosales.
Hi.
I was just curious, for applying to the master's program, would we need any volunteer experience or relevant work experience to apply, or would that be okay not to have?
So right now, the only admissions requirements are to have a 3.0. If I'm assuming that you are not an international student, correct?
No, I'm domestic.
Okay, so just a 3.0 in your last 60 units and then a 3.0 in your major.
Okay, and would the volunteer work or relevant work experience help with the application become stronger, or is it just not relevant when applying?
At this time, it's not relevant.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's José, and I had a question as well. I am currently a full-time CSU employee, and I wanted to know if I would be able to apply my fee waiver for this program.
It is my understanding, although I would like for you to send me an email, although it's my understanding that fee waivers do not count for this program because it is special session. But send me an email and I will look into this further for you.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. You guys have any questions for current and former students as well?
Hi, it's Sandy again. I do have
Yeah.
a question for Maggie because I am interested in joining the FBI. How has the master's program helped you specifically in the FBI?
Yeah, so I'm only a year into the master's program right now, but there has been a lot of really awesome overlap that I have noticed from the courses that I have taken into my current job. So I have done a lot with our gangs unit, crimes against children, human trafficking, and terrorism, and basically anything in between. And it's been really great having the experience learning what we have in the classes, and then I can apply it to my job. So anytime we're discussing maybe someone's history, something about if they have any derogatory information behind them, I'm able to pull my outside knowledge into it, and we can figure out the best course of action when handling an individual with whatever case we're dealing with.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. And it's really awesome because a lot of our special agents, if you do choose to go through that route, have masters. So about 42% at the moment of our special agents at the academy have a master's, and it can get you a higher pay grade. So definitely recommend.
Thank you for the advice.
Of course.
And that is where all your volunteer experience will help you. All right, well, if there are no other questions, remember that I'm always available through email and our website is also very helpful. I want to thank you guys for attending. And again, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. And if you need assistance for applying, the graduate college, reach out to them directly. Thanks for attending, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. And this will be posted to our website as well.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.